I think I did this right. There's a very high key, I think. It was something I wanted to talk about, but very much made a video like a couple of times, and I every time ended up just like I have no idea how to actually do this. So I'm like, okay, I should probably just do a stream. I don't think anyone's gonna be up, but I'd rather do this while I have the thought process to do it. And I might step away a couple times, get like water or something, because I just realized my energy drink's running out. I'm kind of a little dumb. I think the way that I want to do this will be fine. That is not that is not what I wanted to do. Oh, I love being stupid. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Um, that should be fine, honestly. I think if I just like put it in the background, it will work the way I want it to, but I'm not absolutely certain of this. We'll see. Because I'm going to just talk about this problem that I have. Wait, hold up. I forgot. I was just making sure like that played the way I wanted to, but some context. So this is an artist that I actually used to follow. Um I really like their content. I thought it was cool. I saw some of their redesigns show up. I wasn't a big fan of like every single redesign thing that they did. It did not always like catch my eye and everything. Like sometimes I was a little iffy about it. But 9 times out of 10, I did like what they were doing. And then I saw that they were like, actually, let me move something a little bit. I don't like the way this looks, but they were like, starting to go on a tirade on Twitter. And I was like, "Hey, that's a really, really bad idea." So I watched everything happen, and then I decided that I wanted to just like wait a little bit to see like where this went because I didn't see this video first. At first, what I saw was them going like saying that the people who weren't agreeing with her weren't her real fans, and me being someone who like is very against AI and very openly against I was just like, "Hey, that's a really bad response." And then I dug a little bit more, and then I found that she made music using an AI art, like AI song maker or whatever, like the voices were AI or the lyrics were AI. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but like she has a playlist of like AI music basically. I think she used AI to make the lyrics, but I can't tell you what the songs were. I didn't listen to them. I don't want to support AI to any degree. Um, so I've never like gone to like an image generator beyond like when it first started, and I didn't know like what was going on because like AI had just started. It was like, hey, this could be this could be a neat tool. This could be like really fascinating. And then we started finding out that like AI was stealing from artists and stuff, and I was like, "Hey, I I don't vibe with that. That's not good." And so like I stopped using it because like it no longer was this fascinating tool. When AI had first like come out and first had started being a thing, I was like, "Hey, this could be a fascinating tool. This could be something amazing." And then it got used for evil, and I was like, "Ha, not my jam, will never be my jam. Um, I'm not ever going to do something with this." And so, I've been very vocal, like, don't use AI because it's going to steal from other artists, and there's no ethical way to use AI. And because there's no ethical way to use it, if you are knowingly using it knowing that it steals from other people, you're really fucked up, in my opinion. And this is what I have like what have I or what I've been like on the train of. Now, I am someone who has taken images of like people have generated images of AI and I've been like, "Oh, I'm just gonna swipe that because that's a cool character design, but I'm not going to trace it. I'm not going to generate anything. I'm not going to do anything." The most that I have done is like that Discord server AI generator and the CapCut filters or whatever. Like the AI filters and stuff, because I didn't know like what was going on. It was just like the start of everything, like the very, very, very start. Um, but I would never use AI for, like, anything more than, like, the goofy, "I'm stealing AI back from, like, people generating it," because it's, like, all over my fucking Pinterest board. I got really annoyed that, like, there weren't any real artists actually doing it, so I started just redrawing those pieces because I knew I could do it better. And, like, that's, like, the most I have done personally, and that's the most I'm ever going to do. I know I, like, repeated myself a lot. It's, like, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not good at writing scripts, so I'm just yapping. But, like, I I'm very against it. I think you're wasting every fundamental part of your being by, using AI. And that's just my opinion. If you don't agree with it, you don't have to. But also, I don't want to be around you if you like very knowingly use AI very often and just go, well, it's not hurting anyone and it is actively hurting people. They're actively people's jobs at risk, and people are constantly getting replaced by AI. Instead of AI doing the jobs that nobody wants to do, is taking over like the creative jobs and everything else that like people actually, need to do. Like, currently, even, like, fucking flipping burgers and shit is getting replaced with AI because like, a fucking robot can do your job by, like, flipping patties and whatnot, and the more and more we push AI and normalize it, the more we're gonna lose jobs, and, like, what the fuck are we gonna do then? And I'm not even fear-mongering, it's like, all of the strikes and everything that have been happening have included AI in them. Everything that has been going on lately has had some form of AI. AI is even something that's used by, like, scammers now, so, like, you fucking you get on a f or you have a fucking phone call, and it could be, like, your loved one saying, like, they're kidnapped or and ransomed, and it's just a fucking AI bot, and that's so fucked up. And it makes me angry that people, like, see all of this happen and are like, "Oh, AI is not actually harmful. There's nothing bad that's gonna come from this." And it's, like, actively everything that I have seen from AI, I've never seen any kind of ethical use of AI beyond, like, surgeries and stuff because they did, like, surgery on a grape with a robot. But, like, AI should be used in, like, the medical field and stuff. It shouldn't be used for, like, all of this or, like, doing math. Doing math or writing things that people don't actually wanna write, use AI for it. Like, something that is so minuscule and will never hurt anybody is, like, you don't wanna write a resume for something? Use AI. Like, perfect example. I If you just need something to spell check you or you just need something to better word yourself, I think that's an ethical use of AI. Like, just using it to make your words sound more professional and sound stronger, yeah, that that makes sense. That's what we should be using it for instead of, like, whatever the fuck all of this is. Because not everyone can fucking word, not everyone can fucking do anything, and it just bothers me. It bothers me a lot. We should not be replacing any kind of creative field with AI. It should be something used as a tool to help improve things. But that's not the way we're going. The way we're going is in like replacing people and replacing jobs instead of being an aid for humanity, and it's stupid. And she she had some thoughts, and this first video got me upset. I have like her other two videos pulled up here. Um Wait, is this what I wanted? Pop it out. Oh my god, this is what I wanted to pop it out. Hold up. Hold up. That's not gonna show up there. Give me 5 seconds. But like, honestly, that's just where I come from, honestly. I just think you should be able to not deal with bullshit and not deal with your job constantly being at risk. I know, shocker. I have the opinion of a wet napkin. It's not. Why are you? Hmm. I don't know why it's not showing it in picture. Okay. Anyway, let her go. Hold up. I missed that. Hold up. So this is what started everything going on. On their music video that they had made, I actually have seen the artist that they have misgendered multiple times, but here they use they them pronouns. The artist in general is someone that I have followed since they made like Warrior Cat music videos. Like I have been a fan since I was, I think, in middle school, and I'm 24 now. But I'm not gonna say their name. I'm just gonna say that much. If you know, you know. Um, but this is what they said. It literally just with peace and love, using generative AI to create music is just as harmful to artists as using it to create illustrations, which is true. Um, and they only commented this. This is all they said. They commented this on their music, like the music that they made. They didn't do anything else. They didn't say anything else. This is all that happened. And everything going on now is a continuation of this. I should also say, because I realized in my yapping, I didn't say, but don't harass anybody. Don't be doing anything horrible to anybody. That's not okay. That's not fair. I'm just talking about this in like I don't understand what's happening. I was a fan of her, and I didn't expect any of this to happen. I expected her to just like, you know, makes redesigns of things and like share her opinions and whatever. Because like I saw her do Steven Universe stuff, but this is not okay. And it continues on a little bit later, and I'll give like more context to stuff and whatever. But like I've been watching all this happen for a little bit, and I did not I did not see this video right away. But I'm gonna give my thoughts as we go along on this video, and I have not seen the other two videos yet. So fun times. It's not gonna show up in the background. Okay, it is an audio thing then. So one thing I'll say about this, I like when I first started doing stuff, I didn't see any big creators really talking about AI. I just kind of like, saw other people in the community talking about it. I saw the people in the industry talking about how AI is affecting their jobs. I did all of my own research. And the thing that really, really annoys me is she acts like everyone is incapable of doing their own research and doing their own studies or whatever that doesn't agree with her. And that bothers the fuck out of me. Because whenever someone is mentioned like they don't agree with her, they're like, "Oh, you're not my fans," or whatever, from what I've seen. Or they just curse her out or curse them out or like block them or whatever. Like that's all I've seen happen so far. And you'll see what I mean like later in the stream because I've seen some clips of the stream. And by curse them out, I mean like he drew them like saying things it was like really rude to them, and it was just like I can't think of another word besides curse them out. Like that's not the exact thing that I mean, but it's just There's another thing where she drew, like, her farting or shitting on people. I think it's both on her Twitter, I don't wanna pull that up, and it's just that, and she's just taking this to, like, a horrible level, and it's been so disappointing to watch, honestly. So, one thing that I have seen is a lot of people be like, "Yeah, you should do your own research," which I very much agree with. I keep pausing my fucking stuff to talk about this one because I have a lot of thoughts here. But I do agree with, like, you should definitely do your own research. You should definitely, like, not go out of your way to just, like, project your own opinions on people. But at the same time, when it's extremely easy to find these things, if I ever post this video on YouTube or something, I will link all of my sources. But it's extremely easy to find these things and to find how AI is affecting people and affecting jobs. It's not just bigger creators having an influence on people, it is people talking about their livelihood being in danger instead of whatever this that she thinks is going on, honestly. The other thing that upsets me is she outright says, like, people can use it for bad, and she acknowledges, like, there's gonna be people that are gonna use things. There's gonna be people that are gonna, like, go on and on and on about things. Or on and on and on and on. Like, there's so many ways that people can use something horrible. I'm only saying on and on because, like, there's so many different scammers now because of AI. But when you know that that's a thing and there's no regulations, why would you, like, normalize something that is extremely harmful like this? Why would you go out of your way to just, like, paint yourself in this label? It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm only a minute in, by the way. I've been yapping for 17 minutes and I'm oh, 18 minutes and I'm this makes me really angry. So them saying that, like, it's not harming anyone, that they're making songs and stuff like this, it kind of when they said, like, AI is harmful and stuff, it kind of negates the whole thing that they just said where, like, it can be used harmfully. And using that program and normalizing the use of that program adds into, "Oh, this is fine. Oh, this isn't that bad." Or the people who watch this video like, "Oh, it's not that bad if I do this, even though this is stealing from, like, this person." Yeah, it's totally fine. It's totally ethical, opposed to the truth of, "No, it's not. You're actively stealing from people. You are actively harming somebody because you stole their work or something like that." Like, it's not fair. And I hate that people don't realize that it's not, and I have to constantly see this conversation brought up. This whole ramble is just like a hey, I there's one thing if you use AI and it's just you and yourself and it doesn't get shared anywhere and there's like nothing else there. That's one thing. But the moment you share it off and you do something is the moment it's something else. And she literally brings up the problems with like having AI fucking put out there and like people will use it as their own thing. People will claim it's their own. This video, like this music video that she has, is monetized. And when it was brought up that like, hey, you're making money from like stealing things from other people, she's like, oh, but like I did A, B, C, and D, so like it's fine. And it's just you are monetizing AI. There's no entertainment value here. It's just AI. I have a video to which is relevant later that I might play later, but it's just there's nothing here. It's just there's no substance. You're just selling and profiting off people's hard work instead of just using it for personal use, which is like personal use is one thing and commercializing it is another, basically. Like I don't like any use besides what like I've already gone on my rant earlier about this, but like it's just it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that is all until AI steals every job that you have and we're all out of work. Like, yay. Keep using doing A, B, C, and D until we're all out of work and nobody can do anything. Because like I'm a disabled artist that depends on my artwork. I depend on like being able to stream, being a VTuber, being whatever else. And every facet of don't mind me pouring juice 'cause I'm running out of energy drink. But like every asset of everything that makes me and my work and my creativity has some kind of AI attached to it. Because there are now AI VTubers that people are worried like, hey, um, these might take over what we're doing. There are AI content creators. There's a lot going on right now. And while like, yeah, right now we're our own things, a lot of these AI creations are getting taken like are kind of taking over what we're doing. And the AI creations are starting to become like bigger and bigger while more real people are drowned out because you have that alternative of just going to the AI instead of just, you know, taking a real creator. Yeah, it's neutral until it takes over all our jobs. Yay! Companies and shit want to replace us. The more and more AI is around, the more and more companies see profit instead of people, instead of anything but dollar signs. And it's all fine and dandy until you get your artwork stolen. Until the companies prefer robots over people because they want to profit. It's all fine and dandy when like no one has any money to pay you for your art because nobody has any money because they're all being replaced by robots. Dandy, great, wonderful. You can talk to your local governor and push more regulations and like email, call, whatever your local governor to get their attention. You can make it known within your community. You can do multiple things to help push things into law. You can make a fuss about it online as much as humanly possible. You can start making trends. You can keep talking about the problems about AI, but you think, oh, there's nothing I can do, so I'm not going to do anything. Woe is me. Mm, which is why I'm very annoyed. Hold up. Nobody cares. I didn't mean to push that. I didn't mean to hear an ad. No one Okay, I care. That is something I care about, but that's not the topic right now. No one gives a fuck at this second. Anyway. Anyway. Hey, pro tip real quick. Don't reference AI. Its anatomy is so fucking dog shit. When I was doing I'm probably gonna go back to this. But when I was stealing generated pieces of art, I had found there's no way to like actually like reference shit and do shit properly, and I had broken down all of its flaws and how it doesn't make sense because I was trying to recreate things to like test my own skills and stuff. And so much of it makes no fucking sense. The way the angles are placed, the way everything is placed, it's just mashing a bunch of pieces all together, and it makes no sense whatsoever when it does the shit. And it's just the worst shit I've ever seen. I hate it. It's so bad. She goes on a little bit more about this, but I this is the part that really, really, really upsets me because there are artists who are genuinely getting mistaken for AI. I'm one of them. It's only happened once to me, but people genuinely think that my fucking art that I make is AI generated. And it's only happened once. I'm so happy I got to nip it in the butt before it got any farther. But I have spent most of my life working on my own art and honing my own skills. And I have even been mistaken for using AI for making my pieces because the way that I create pieces got nicked. And it's not a good thing. There are artists whose art styles made these fucking things. And because their work is getting stolen to trade in the AIs without their consent, they now are being mistaken for the AI user, and people don't know who the original artist is now. So then it's really, really fucking easy for them to fucking go in and fucking just steal people's money instead of paying the original artist. I've seen it happen I don't know how many times now. And it's just fucking annoying as shit. And it's so annoying to sit there and have it be like, oh, it's not that big a deal. No one's actually being affected. No one's actually being harmed. It's like actively right now, people are very heavily being harmed by this shit. And the more and more you fucking use this shit, the more and more people are going to keep getting screwed over time and time and time again. And it's so annoying to watch. I don't have anything else right now. My computer's just being a little stupid. Hey, that's all fun and games until what I mentioned earlier, where they are actively stealing your art style and actively making things in your art style. So they quite literally can't differentiate what is the artist and what is the AI. Like, how would you like it if you had commissions and your all of your art was getting stolen and trained to an AI and someone else is like making commissions in exactly your art style because they trained it off your art style? I'd be pretty fucking pissed. It actually has happened. I don't know how many times. You're bonkers for this. Like that statement, like, "Oh, it's not that big a deal. It's fine. Don't worry about it." No, people are losing their livelihood in actuality right now to this. You know, a lot of people live off their commissions. A lot of people, this is their only source of income. You know, a lot of people don't have a choice because, especially if you live in the United States, I speak from experience. Disability is really, really hard to get. And you know, a lot of us don't have the luxury of like, oh, just get a job. A lot of us, this is the only way we're making money. And we kind of, I know it's going to blow your mind, need commissions to survive. And we do it because we enjoy making art and we enjoy making things. I know it's a shocking concept, but I know it, it's something that's actually a real reality for a lot of people. No, I'm not winning, I'm in hell. I'm in hell. I'm in hell talking about something. I don't know if you've heard everything, I'm just going on. I'll wait a second for the ads. A minute 90 of me just sitting here waiting. I don't know what I wanna draw even. Oh, it's only one? Okay. The bot didn't tell me you guys are back yet, so I'm just kinda waiting a little bit. Welcome to the Yap Show. I've been trying to talk about this for a while. Um, I'm very angry. I'm just waiting for it to tell me they're done. For anyone who does not know, the basic summary is like I am talking about a YouTuber's opinions on AI because I have seen this train wreck go on and I want to talk about it so badly. And I was like, what better way than to do art and talk about it? Ah, there we go. Now they're finishing up. Nice. 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 Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're like 6 minutes into the video. I've been streaming for 30 minutes now for angry. It's just bizarre. It's this is another thing that annoys me about her because it's like I see the one hand of like don't let AI take you down and like destroy everything that you're doing, but on the other hand, it's like, hey, this is actively taking away people's jobs. People's art styles are actively being stolen. Like their actual work is being stolen from them. That would be really fucking heartbreaking and debilitating. And then, like, getting compared constantly to AI and constantly having to, like, dodge allegations of being an AI artist when you've spent, like, your life honing your skills. Like, that's horrible to go through. It why why would you ever wanna go through that shit? Why would you ever wanna, like, say, like, "Oh, it's not that big a deal," to somebody going through that shit? I've seen I've seen so much of this. Like, it makes me mad because I've watched this happen I don't know how many times, and I will never not be angry every time I see it happen. Because there's so many talented artists that have this happen, and it's like, "Oh, the more pretty your art style is, the more you have to be afraid that it's going to be stolen from you," and that's shit. I I don't feel like it's moral correctness to be upset that something is actively taking away jobs. I you don't I don't think that's about morals, I think that's about, the genuine real thing happening right now. Just a thought. That's actually something that happens right now. I hear so many people get mad at me. It's like, "Oh, you're not a real artist, you're cheating," because I use digital art. Like, I actively like, my symmetry tools and shit, people say I shouldn't charge as much for, like, commissions and stuff, because some of my example pieces are symmetry related, because I decided to just use a symmetry tool. Because it made it easier for that specific piece, but it's not something I offer. Like, if you want a piece that has a symmetry tool, like, I'll talk to you about it. We can work something out if, like, it's just all symmetry tool. Or if, like, you're fine with paying the full price, cool, nice, whatever. People too. But, like, you can't sit there and tell me nobody ever got upset over digital art. And, and it was in my comments section when I actively use tools, and I'm constantly told because I'm a digital artist, it's not as hard as traditional art, and that, like, oh, I can't do it traditionally, so, like, it's not that bad. And it's like, I find it easier to use digital art because I have, like, a lot of sensory issues. I'm neurodivergent, and there are certain textures and certain noises that I can't handle with physical art, and I can do whatever I want in digital art. I don't have these problems with digital art. I can just make whatever I want. Also, yes, digital art is so easy, do it yourself. I it's just there's such a big fucking frustration with being a digital and a physical artist, and then it's like you think like the fucking computer does everything for you, and it's such a learning curve to learn traditional art and then digital art or vice versa. And you never fucking realize it until you have a pen in your hand and you're trying to do it yourself. And I still struggle sometimes with getting back into traditional art because I do mainly digital art. It's just so much easier for me. It, I why do you think this isn't a problem? It's my biggest frustration. Besides like the obvious like everything else that I've been mad about. But like how are she's a digital art herself. How are you a digital artist and this went right over your head? How did that happen? If we're going to change and adapt to AI, can we put some laws in place to stop stealing other people's copyright? to stop stealing people's voices, to stop stealing things in general without people's permissions. If we're going to adapt as humans, can we adapt to not taking people's likeness? Can that be an option? Before we go on and yap about how AI is fine, it was supposed to be a tool to help artists, but it's not. It's just shit. I have so many anime and so many shows and movies and stuff to tell you otherwise. There's been a constant warning in media to not let AI take over your life and completely consume something and to normalize it before AI got to where it is right now. And nobody listened. Just I have so many red flags telling you otherwise. Or maybe the algorithm drowns us out and makes it really hard to be found within the systems because the system doesn't actually care about artists at any point and it's really hard to get seen. I don't know. Maybe that's maybe that's one of the many problems going on right now. I'll agree with that. But you're actively teaching people if it's bad or not. You are actively being a part of the source of knowledge to tell people if there's something wrong here. Like, obviously, source your work and whatever. I agree with, like, go do your own research, do whatever. But you're actually telling them if something bad, like, if there's something bad and there's something wrong going on, telling them why it's bad is not bad. And I've never seen anyone just be like, oh, AI is bad and don't use it. And that's the end of the conversation. I've always seen people educate others on why it's bad. I myself have done this, and I myself have had to deal with this conversation. And in my conversations about like why I fucking hate I have seen like people be like, "Oh, but like it's the times, just accept it and move on." And someone had told me like, "Oh, I accepted it and moved on and it was just fine." And it pissed me the fuck off because it's like, again, this is how I make my money. I do commissions via like this is my source of income. Telling me to just accept that something is going to replace me eventually and to just get another job is shit. Like that's so fucked up because I don't have another option. I can't work a physical label job. Oh no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Thank you for stopping by. But like I can't work a physical job. And it's just what the fuck are you doing? What are you what are you doing saying this to people and acting like it's not like a big fucking deal and people don't give resources? If somebody does that, give your resources. Seriously. Like show why it's bad, talk about why it's bad, and give information instead of just saying it's bad and whatever. Like the bare minimum I have seen, AI is bad because it steals from artists, which is true. But that's still a valid reason to like not use AI. It's not just like, oh, well, other people said it's bad, so I'm just gonna go with it. I've never seen that happen at all in my life. Oh wait, also I hope you sleep well if you're going to sleep. Sorry, I forgot to add that I was ADHD. I genuinely have never seen anyone get mad for referencing AI or doing anything like that. I've seen someone say like me redrawing a piece. that was made from AI is as bad as people who make AI, but I made it all myself from scratch. The only thing I copied was like the pose, which is not pose theft, or I redrew the character. But like I made everything myself. I didn't reference it heavily. I had to completely remake all those pieces, by the way. The anatomy was so fucking ass. The real challenge was trying to decipher what the ever living fuck was this fucking AI doing. That was the real challenge of the day. But like, no one's actually getting on people's asses unless they misunderstand what you're doing because people are actively just like tracing and painting over AI and like just using it to boost themselves, which is stupid. You can't use AI genuinely to like do any of this shit. You need to actually make this yourself. You cannot ever use AI to like promote yourself because it's just a recipe for disaster. I did that for fun. There was like, I'm not going to do commissions on that. I'm not going to do anything like that. It was just like something I did because I wanted to teach people how to spot AI and I wanted to show people how to do anatomy better. And I wanted to show people that you, with your own two hands, can make something even more incredible than AI could ever do. Those were my intentions. I had no intention of ever making a profit off of those. And if I did, it would be because people got mad at me. And I was being very transparent with my speed paints and everything of like how I did this, how this happened. I made like models to go with the poses and stuff and whatever if I couldn't figure it out because the AI's anatomy was that fucking shit. Like I never hid that the concept came from an image I stole from Pinterest. That's it. I did something that's well known within the community, which is taking a piece of art and redrawing it, and I just didn't credit where I got it from. That is the most I can say I've ever contributed to any of this. And it's just a huge what the fuck. There's a difference between that and like genuinely supporting AI and genuinely using it to do something instead of what I was doing, which was to prove a point that AI is fucking ass. Like there's a huge fucking difference. But that's another thing that takes jobs away from people. Why would you want to take a job that helps train something to replace you? Why would you want to do that? That just sounds fucking ass. Like I know there's programs like Eclipse and stuff, but why would you actively want to train something to replace you and make that the norm and work for companies and shit like that to like, make it so people are out of money. I have I have a mutual on Twitter who's an editor that I want to hire. And I can't remember his Twitter name. Twitter. Fuck. I hate having a speech impediment. But I can't remember his Twitter name. I know his name is Cam. Cam is really cool. He's a Cuban VTuber like me. But I want to hire him to like do things for me because he's an amazing editor. I can't imagine someone taking his work and replacing it. That sounds so fucking ass and painful. Why would you ever promote people to just allow people to lose their jobs? Like that's pretty much what we're at here. If they consent to it, that's different. But like, Jesus Christ. Hey, we've gone through this before. I have a secret for you. You know there are plenty of people who are willing to work for free, right? Just to have their name on a credit of something. Especially because you are an artist with 300K. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that be so willing to fucking work with you for free. They would just want credit. And you could go and you could make a post asking for people to help you, and there you go. You have everything you need. Wow, shocker. Also, one of these days I'm probably gonna have to do this myself because I want to work on a project and I don't have the time or ability, and I want to make some things. I'll do that later when I have the time, but I guess this is a good time to say that. But like you should not be going out of your way to find another way to do this for free when you can just do a casting call. Like literally, it's so easy. You can get shit for free, and all you have to do is credit them. As long as obviously the people are willing. Don't exploit people. But you can do that. It's not the worst thing in the world. And if I ever get the opportunity to pay these people that I want to hire, and I kind of want to wait to see if I can find an opportunity to pay these people, if I don't within the next few months, I might just start doing it this way and giving credit. And then whenever I have the ability to give them anything at all, I probably will. But like, my point still stands. It's fucking ass. It's fucking shit that people are doing shit like this. Just do a casting call. Get get a call to action, and people will join you because they genuinely want to do stuff. I'm one of those people. When I see a casting call, whether it has money or not, I am inclined to want to be a VA, but I get too nervous and I don't make a reel for it. Like I don't make a demo for it. And I really should hop on those trains more because I genuinely want to start getting like credits and stuff. And I used to do multi-animator projects for this reason. And that's why I say people will do things for free because I'm an artist who used to do multi-animator projects while I was trying to get like my skills up for animation. And I have a bunch of old animations that I have up somewhere. I think it's on I think it's on my specific YouTube channel. I know I have like my actual like animatics and stuff for my story and shit up on my shared YouTube channel, but like there's so much that you have options for, and you're just summing it up to, "Oh, here's the easy way out." And that's so fucking ass in my opinion. Use real people. You can use a call. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I want to show you what this looks like. For you literally could have hired someone to do this. You could have hired someone for this. You could have hired someone for free probably to do that because they just look up to you. That that you didn't have to learn all of that. You didn't have to hire anyone for anything. You could have just done a call and gotten someone for that. That you know how many people would do that just for the shit of it? You know how many friends come out of like people just doing shit for the shit of it? Like it's that easy. I think that's the most honest thing she's ever said in this entire thing. She chose her happiness over the quality of the product, over, somebody could have made that, somebody could have done that. That speaks volumes, honestly. You are compromising yourself in many ways, but you did. But you did. You did when you just said you used an entire scene in your game. Backgrounds are even AI. You have let an AI make so much for you instead of putting like the creativity in yourself. You have already done it. You are already contradicting yourself. Hey, AI is what we make it. People are already making it ass and ruining artists' life. It's already bad. It's already, like, horrible. There's no need to do anything more. It's already here. I love that she said this and she went on a tirade on Twitter and a tirade later on that I'm I'm doing things for. This whole thing is an emotional response. I would say, you don't have to go out of your way to say you're not a part of the art community. I'm pretty sure the entire art community kicked you out because of your response to everything going on right now. If you had responded with more grace and dignity than what all of this is, you would have still like kept everything you're doing. But I've never seen anyone have a good response to anything you have said so far. And even when people were nice to you, you're probably going to see this and think that I'm being rude to you. I'm being as nice as humanly possible. But everyone who has been nice to you, you have shit talked and you have been rude to. Nobody who's like that, the art community wants, honestly. If you cannot take criticism and you cannot evolve, like, if I get criticism from this video, I will take it and I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. That checks out. Like, if you're just actually trying to critique me beyond like my art and stuff and you don't like actually know what my goals are in my art, I'll take it. I understand. I can always evolve as a person. I can always be better as a person. And it, there is no point of any of this where you were even looking to try to evolve or take any criticism to heart. Even when I don't want critique for my art, if you are not being rude to me, I'll just be like, hey, I don't want criticism. This doesn't really apply to me, and move on. Or if it does apply to me, I'll be like, oh, I didn't know about that. Cool, I'll try that out. Like, it's that easy. Like, 9 times out of 10 when I get quote unquote criticism, it's just people being rude to me because like they're mad my prices are as high as they are for my art. even though I have like a bunch of options for my artwork and I like offer different things. Like if you were to message me, I would probably work with you and I'd be like, "Oh, if you want this, I can do this for this price and I can do this for that price." Like I'm not gonna fucking do that. You're not gonna be able to heckle me too much if what you want is like really expensive, like it's gonna take me a lot of time. My prices are based off the time and effort that it takes me because I put a lot of love and I put a lot of care on my commissions and this shit takes me hours. And it's just what the fuck? I'd agree with this if we were in a different context. But the context we're in, this doesn't work. But she didn't say anything rude to you. She didn't make a video on you. She wasn't blasting you. She simply made a comment. That's it. That's all you're upset about. You got a comment. You could have deleted it and kept it moving. You could have done anything, but you brought attention to it. It could have just sat there and done nothing. You could have just sat there and collected dust, and not everybody would have seen it. But you brought attention to it. You made it a big deal. Like, you did this to yourself, and now you're upset because you did this to yourself. This is actually a common experience for every artist. Do not let that stop you. Do not listen to that bullshit. That's fucking stupid to stop because like A, B, C, or D. But even though like I believe you should be able to still create, I also think again, you should be able to take criticism when you do something stupid. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I can ooh, I fucked up. I'm interracial. So I have an experience of like everyone tells me like I should straighten my hair, I should do like A, B, C, or D. Um, I've heard my mom say like, um, w- I prefer the term to call myself interracial because I am black, Cuban, and white. The white comes from me being British. So I just say that I'm British instead of saying that I'm white. Well, I'm also just European in general because my mom came from England, but I'm just like I'm European from her side, basically. Um, but a lot of people will see me as white, or a lot of people will see me as Latina. Very rare do they see me as black. And I get a lot of shit for like whatever somebody perceives me as. And it's a lot of times people will tell me to straighten my hair, and I don't like my hair being straight. I know my model's hair is straight, but that's because I haven't figured out how to like make curly hair. My persona's hair is straight because he's not supposed to be like a one to one to me. When I actually draw myself, I've gotten better at it because I used to have like really straight hair from when I was 8 until I was 16. Um, when I draw myself, I have curly hair. I finally figured out how to stylize it the way that I want it. When you see me in person, my hair is very curly because, I have naturally coily hair. It's not like the thick hair. I think I have like like below like the really thick curly coily hair. I think it's like a 3 something. It's like somewhere in the 3 category. I don't know which one it is. I didn't grow up with like the black part of my family all that much. I grew up with my mother. Um, but at the same time, like it's just really hard to sit here and to have people say shit like that to you. But also, it's asked to have this in like your defense to what's going on. Because I can never imagine getting criticism. And she does this later. Like again, you'll see why I'm going to rant about this later. But when you get criticism, to just sit there and be like, "Oh, they hate me because I'm black," or "They're saying this because I'm black," like I've said that as a joke, like, I'll admit, like, I've sat there with my friends and, like, they say something, like, kinda mean to me, and I'm like, "Oh, is it 'cause I'm black?" And the joke is, like, "You can't tell that I'm black." Because it's been something that I have to deal with where, like, a lot of people don't know that I am, so I've started to just make jokes out of it. It's something that upsets me that it's, like, my way of coping is via jokes. But, like, what else am I supposed to do? It's also, like, why my persona is a panda bear, because my mom has called me bear my entire life, and my dad is black, my mom is white. So I was like, "Oh, I I'm a panda bear when I was 15, if I were to be, like, any kind of bear." My mom has also said, because I asked her about this today, she said I'd be a grizzly bear, which I don't like the look of a grizzly bear as much. I think pandas are more like me, because 'cause I'm very clumsy, and I sleep a lot, and I just like vibing. I'm a whole ass panda bear. People are surprised that I'm still I'm still kicking. But, like, I don't understand bringing this up in the context of the situation. I can't imagine bringing this up when no one has once, like, said anything about you being black from what I've seen. If somebody did, I'm so sorry, that's fucking ass. There is nothing to do with you being black in this conversation. But what where did this come from in this context of all of this? But you also didn't use it in a way that wasn't monetized. That's what I've seen a lot of people upset about, and just upset that you would use AI, like, not everybody's going to agree with it. Not everyone thinks any kind of use of AI is okay, and that's their but I was gonna say a word, and I can't say the word because I have a stutter. I wish I didn't have a stutter. But, like, if it's your choice and your preference, you should not be fucking upset that they have a different preference to you. That's just their preference. You need to accept that, like, they're not going to like that, and that's their jam. And you can go off and do whatever you're gonna do, but you also have to deal with the repercussions of what you're doing. Like, you can't just run off and be upset because people don't like every little thing you're doing. Nobody is going to like every little thing you're doing. No matter what you do, no matter what you try to say or what anything happens in your life, you will never be loved 100%. No one is going to 100% agree with everything you say and everything you do. Hell, my I'm pretty damn sure my partner doesn't agree with everything I do or say. I, we have conversations sometimes, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna back down. I'm gonna stop doing this. It's not that hard to just change a little bit. If somebody like if a large group of people don't like something, I think you're doing something wrong, and you should, like, probably reevaluate where you're standing. If it were, like, 1 or 2 people, I'd be like, "Okay, cool, whatever, keep it moving." But the large majority telling you something, it means you need to change something. It like, something ain't right here. Unless it's, like TikTok where people are like really fucking rude to artists for no fucking reason. And like anytime they like AI is actually fucking ruined the fucking art market. Where people like think, oh, it can be done like that. And they don't understand how much time goes into something and how long something takes. Like my art, people have thought like it takes me like 30 minutes to make something. And when I actually put like a lot of effort into pieces and stuff, it takes me like fucking my bus take me like 3 to 5 hours on average. Like it is not a fun time to like charge myself only 20 bucks for something like that. Why would I ever charge myself 20 bucks for 3 to 5 hours of work? Hell, I recently did a commission because I needed the money for like 15 bucks for a full body, and it took me 7 hours. That was absolutely hell and was not worth it. And upon contrary belief, when I had those commissions that way, nobody bought them. I still I still have commissions, like emergency commissions open until like the 15th. Whenever you see this, it's probably closed. But but I had that open for so long and nobody took it except for like one person. And it's like, just because you have cheaper commissions, it doesn't mean anything. It means people aren't gonna value as much. When you have higher commissions, it gives like a whole psychological effect that like it's worth more and like people will buy more because they want to be able to get it and stuff. Like there's a whole fucking rigmarole here. And it just undermines people so fucking much to fucking do this shit, you know? Get the fuck out of me. I haven't seen anyone say that. That's kind of a wild take to have, honestly. And nobody's being put out of business, you're just yapping at this point. Actually, yes, it is. The music industry is actively trying to use AI to replace people. Actively, currently, they are actually replacing people with AI and making contracts. So you make one song for them, and then they have your voice forever, and you stop getting paid because they can just go to that AI. Actively, there is that kind of shit going on. Actively, they're trying to make it so, you know, they don't need people anymore. They don't need to pay people anymore. I- you there is a genuine fear here and a genuine problem here. You can't just be like, "Oh yeah, there's nothing going on." Where have you been? Have you seen the strikes going on? There's still strikes going on in different parts of the industry. Where were you? Where have you been? What rock do you live under? I'd love to live there where I don't see the fucking hashtag deal for animation, fucking I stand with animation that's currently going on right now. And the fucking support the fucking VAs and the actors and the writers, like the script writers and stuff. Where have you been where you don't have to see all of this happening? It would be wonderful to be there right now, where I don't have to worry about like the industry falling apart because my dream was to work in the industry and make my own TV shows, only to find it's fucking hell. And I will never own anything that I ever own, and it will be deleted because they would rather make a profit than actually support real life human beings. Like, where have you been? Where? I really I'd love to be there. Who listens to radios anymore? Like, these days we have YouTube playlists. That's partly why the radio is so that frog in my throat. Hold up. Allergies are kicking my ass today. Damn. That's the main reason I think like radio music is the same back to back. Because, like, nobody's listening to it anymore. We're listening to, like, YouTube and Spotify and stuff. So what would be the point to even care about what's on the radio these days? Hell, it was the same when we were kids. There's a certain kind of music that people listen to, and you could always find something better on the internet or in TV shows or in anime or whatever. It's not any different now. I actually am supporting artists by especially mentioning I stand with animation because that is currently something that is going on, and you should really look into that hashtag. Um, it's really fascinating. It will give you tons of information of what's going on right now and how to support the animation industry. I know the gaming industry is going through one too, but I don't know the hashtag for that one or if they've like already started like making strives towards that. I'm not in the loop of that one. But I would highly recommend looking into this and doing your research. Um if you are on any of my socials, I anytime I see like an I stand with animation post, I always repost it. And I would highly recommend just like, finding the account, finding everything going on, and find out how you can get involved with everything because it is very important to know these kinds of things that are going on in the industry because that will also affect everything else that's going on right now. You should tell that to the billionaires that are trying to literally do that exactly. No company is demonizing AI. They're really promoting it. Hey, I would love it if AI was what it was supposed to be when it was like, promoted to everyone as a tool to help you with your stuff, but it's not that. Um, until we have it be only that and nobody can use it for evil, yeah, don't you dare don't say any of this shit. This is just blatant lies. Like when I was a kid, I will admit, I used to be a tracer because I didn't know how to do digital art. I had no idea what I was doing or how to do anything, and I need to learn the fundamentals. That is something you should support kids doing. They should not make money off of it. They should not do commissions tracing. But if they want to trace art that is like the faces and or official art from like TV shows and stuff that they like, so they can learn the art style and whatever else, yeah, I support that because I'd be a hypocrite. I did that, but to sit there and say that it's the same as AI stuff is fucked up. And they're not going to learn anything. You're letting a robot do everything for you, which takes away your capacity to learn things. And that's where the line gets drawn. That's where you're not helping them be more creative, you're stunting their growth. Tracing is one thing because tracing is like you still get your concepts, you still figure out how things work, you can break things down, like it makes sense. But doing it any other way doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I would say, because I grew up in like the early 2000s because I was born in 2000, so my perspective is very different from like what someone would say back then. Back then, there weren't many like widespread like here's what to and what not to do that's morally right or morally wrong. I'll admit I was a little shit and didn't realize that a lot of things I was doing wasn't right, and I've since like obviously stopped doing that. But there's a difference between being a kid and learning how to do things and how to do things in a community and being a whole ass adult and still making these mistakes, especially when you have like so much going on. Like the kids today have so much at their fingertips that I didn't have. You could look up a tutorial of how to do something on YouTube and find every answer that you could ever want. I still sometimes go back to YouTube tutorials. I'm getting back into like looking at art tutorials because I want to do better with my artwork. Like even still at 24, but you can't tell me that these are one to one. These are so different because this is one looking at something and learning anatomy and doing the best you can for everything, and then just taking something from a product and saying that you made it. Like there's no comparison, there's no overlap. And then if you're gonna use AI for a reference, well it's shit because it's not good at actually making the piece, it's not good at rendering the piece, and it's not good at anatomy. Like you were setting yourself up for complete failure opposed to you might as well trace at that point. Like tracing is infinitely better at that point because you actually get to learn something from that instead of whatever the fuck this is. And it makes no sense. Hey, I hate to break it to you. So when I first started art, I like digital art and everything. When I was a kid, I took every fucking art class I had to my disposal. I was lucky that the school I went to had classes for Photoshop. So I have Photoshop and Illustrator experience because I went to school. My first tablet was like a cheap Hyundai $75 tablet that my stepdad got me for my birthday. And I did that. I drew with that on my shitty tablet with a fucking crack version of fucking Paint Tool Sai. That was my first art program, Paint Tool Sai. And no, it was Sumo Paint that I used with a mouse and keyboard and a touchpad. And then eventually I moved on to the tablet. And then I found a cracked version of Paint Tool Sai and I started using that. And I then learned Photoshop and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And I continued using like Paint Tool Sai when I finished that class. And then when I grew up some more, I used Fire Alpaca and then I did like more research. And when COVID hit, I got myself an iPad. And from that point, like in between this, I was using my fingers on my phone to draw an ibis paint. And I kept trying different programs and I kept trying to figure out something that worked for me. So when COVID came, I got an iPad and I got Procreate. And I learned how to draw with that because I used my stimulus check to get myself an iPad and I kept drawing and I kept learning and Procreate was amazing and it helped me learn so much. And then I found about Clip Studio Paint and I got a subscription and I started working with it. And then I stopped working with it because I was overwhelmed because there was so much going on. So I went back to Procreate. And then I felt really limited in Procreate after a couple of years. I like had enough money for my job and stuff. And then I went back to Clip Studio Paint. And now I still use Clip Studio Paint because this has been like the best program that I've had so far. I get help paying for it right now. If I did not have that help, I would not have this program and I'd be really sad. Um, Uh, I should also say my Twitch money goes towards this program. Thank you for those who sub to me. I appreciate it. You help me keep doing what I do, and I'm always so grateful for that. But like, there's so much that you can learn, and there's so much that can happen. I don't have the luxury of having parents that could put me through art school. I know I've had this conversation with my mom And I know my family would move heaven and earth if I wanted to go into like I wanted to go to Full Sail when I was getting pushed to go to college. But I knew that wasn't in the cards for me because I knew I'm not very book smart. I know I would probably drop out and it would be a waste of money, and that's not fair. I don't have the money to waste it. I know my family doesn't have the money to like blow on me. None of that is fair, and it's too much of a hassle to go through. But I have never once thought about using AI to like do anything that you're doing. I have never once not wanted to just do everything myself. Everything that I do because I want to. And I genuinely want to keep racking up new skills because I love being creative. I love doing everything myself. I love learning it on my own. It's a lot harder the path that I've taken and I've decided to do this on. Holy fucking shit, it would be so much easier if I went to art college and I took that chance. But I'm too afraid of failure, and so I won't do it. Because if I fail, I'd be fucking up my parents and putting them in debt. That's not fair. That's completely unfair. I don't want my family to go through all that struggle and I couldn't do it. It's there's no reason for any of it for anyone. But like I can't think of a person who didn't have the luxury of tools like everyone else has and did this. Hell, my art tablet that I have right now, I was lucky enough to get because my granddad was the only person who knew that I wanted this. My granddad and my mom. And my granddad didn't give me all the money for it. He gave me $100. And my abuelo had just like happened to been like, hey, what's your Zelle? I want to send you like some money for for Christmas. And I was like, oh, here it is. And he sent me $100 as well, and I only paid $13 for this tablet. If he had never done that, I would have never had an art tablet for this computer that I have. I would have never continued doing what I'm doing. That's that's like the degree of what I'm at. I'm so fucking lucky that my granddads are pretty cool and gave me enough money for this tablet. And I've used it into the ground. I'm using it until I can upgrade it, and I use it, like, every fucking day, and I continue to hone my skill, and I continue to do what I can do for everything that I do, and I cannot imagine ever automating any part of that process because I have worked my ass off since 2020 to try to get where I am right now. Hell, I've been working my ass off since 2014 to try to make a TV show. And that TV show split into multiple shows and a comic and a game and so many things that I want to make. But I don't have the experience and I don't have the ability to do. And I've kind of sucked up that I can't learn everything as much as I want to. So I want to hire people because I know how hard it is. I know how difficult this shit is to do, and I love the creativity, and I love that people can do this. That's so fascinating to me. It's so cool that you were able to learn something like this, in my opinion. Why would I take that away by just letting a machine do it? What would be the point? How does that make sense? Like it does not compute, you know? Like I'm even stubborn enough that I'm still learning how to fucking rig against like months of fucking failing. I'm just lucky that I'm in a position where people are helping me keep things to help me learn and to do more with what I'm doing. That I am in a position where I have some kind of support despite me struggling really, really fucking hard right now. Like, legitimately, if I didn't have the support I have right now, I would not be able to do anything that I'm doing. And I'm just immensely grateful for that. And I would never even consider doing anything to betray that trust or to betray that pure luck that I have to just be here right now. I would never want to take something from those people when I could just repay them by giving them a job, or I could repay my community by asking for help and giving them credit for something. Like there's so much that just hurts to even consider doing that. And it just would betray everything that I've done to this point, you know? It just There's so much wrong with all of that. You've only sat here for the past 20 minutes singing its praises. I have not seen you say anything bad about AI this entire time. You're not neutral. You are very pro AI in this entire thing. Like, there's been no pushback against anything here. And that's why everyone's mad at you right now. Oh, hey, Sheeny. Thank you for the raid. You've come into me ranting about VTuber. I don't know why my things aren't working, and I'm so sorry for that. Oh, nope, it was just late. And thank you for the follow. Welcome. I hope you're having fun. I hope you had a good stream, Sheeny. Thank you as well for the follow. Have fun, I guess, listening to me rant. You guys can chime in with any thoughts you have about what I'm talking about. I'm basically talking about a or not a VTuber. I think they are a VTuber, like PNG tuber, that had a interesting take about AI and some things going on. Also, we played a lot of Deadlock. I also hope if you don't say good night that you have a good sleep. It is very late here. I've also not seen anything about Deadlock beyond like somebody playing it and like memes of people saying stuff. I might pick up that game eventually. You're obsessed with Deadlock? I might take a look into it then and see what it's all about. Ah, and there's an ad break. I'm gonna wait a little bit. You guys came in to get stopped by an ad. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna have a second before I go back to ranting. Woo. Oh, I swear not though. I hate how long like a minute and 30 takes. Why is this so long? I don't know if it's still keeping you guys in the void, but I guess I'm sorry if I'm waiting too long. The bot just tells me when you guys go into ads, and I kind of follow that unless someone tells me otherwise. I don't want to sit here and like somebody's trapped in the infinite IKEA and you know we're missing things now. Ah, there we go. So I can go back to this now. I guess welcome back to everyone who is no longer in the infinite IKEA. I love that's basically a summary of everything going on right now. Because, like, they're so upset that a big YouTuber made a comment for, like, context for those who don't have it. A big YouTuber commented on their video, like a music video that they made with AI. And it's not even a music video, it's just a whole video of music and a piece of art behind it. That's it. They made a comment, and this entire video is about a comment they made. And I'm just going over all their responses and just like having a response to everything that they said because I've had some thoughts for a while about this, and it's just driven me crazy for like I don't know how long. And that wasn't the problem anyone had. The problem that everybody had is you made the songs from AI and were monetizing it. That was the problem everyone's fucking had so far. I have not seen anyone be rude to you besides like the extreme disappointment in your responses to everything and to pull so many cards that are just disrespectful to your own community. Multiple times you made it sound like you just want everybody to worship you and you don't actually want anyone to like actually have feedback or like to criticize you or anything. That is where everyone has a problem. Instead of taking criticism, you have just been disrespectful to your own community and upset that not everyone agrees with you and not everyone has the same opinion of you. That's bound to happen when you're a content creator. Not everyone is going to agree with everything that you do. It's a part of life. But nobody's gonna see this comment in actuality unless you highlight it or bring attention to it. It's going to get buried in the other comments of people. Like, yeah, people are gonna see it, but no one's gonna screenshot and be like, "Oh, look what this person said. We all have to believe this person." No, if you never said anything or you just deleted it or kept quiet, this wouldn't have been as big a deal it is. This has now gone from like everyone's upset that you made AI and has turned into everyone's upset with how you're handling getting like backlash and criticism. That that is the problem here. Nobody is upset with you. People were disappointed you used AI, but it was not that big a deal. Also, again, because I know who this is and who they're talking about, they are not like he is not the spokesperson of the art community. They are a very big creator. I'm aware of that. As I said earlier, I watched them when I was in middle school because I know who it is that they're talking about, but they're not the spokesperson for the art community. They they inspired me heavily, but I can't say like if I were to think of anyone who was a spokesperson for artists, no. If I were to speak of a spokesperson for the Warrior Cat animation community, yeah, it's probably him. I'd say that because they made a very big impact on that community. They're one of the big people from that community. But I, out of all the people that they are like involved with and everything, I don't even think there is one spokesperson for the art community. I think there's multiple people that add to different niches, and that's pretty much where that's at. Instead of it just being like one little ball and one little orb. But at the same time, they didn't come at you for anything. They literally said, with peace and love, like it's not a good idea to use AI because it steals from artists like to every degree of what it uses. That's all they said to you. It was not that serious, and you made it this big. Like you have a near 30-minute video that I'm still trucking through about this one issue. You very much are, and threw a tantrum multiple times on Twitter and in two other videos that I have. They were live streams. I have never seen you have any good response to this whole situation. You could have like handled it and you could have talked in DMs and be like, "Hey, I don't like that. Can you take down that comment?" as an alternative for everything else that I said. Or and had a conversation. I'm pretty sure he would have had a conversation with you. I am so pretty sure of that. I also should add, last I've heard, they use he, they pronouns. If I am wrong, I would like to be corrected. I don't want to misgender them, but I've also seen her misgender them all the fucking time. And it's annoying because I know they are a trans creator. And repeatedly, when actually addressing them, I've only seen she pronouns. Like, I'd understand on one hand if you only knew this person for who they were back in like the early 20s, like 2000s, but they're very vocal about who they are now. And it's just ass, you know? But you profited the entire video. That video was monetized and you were vocal about it. You did sell it. You were selling the entertainment because you were getting money from YouTube for that video that you made. Yeah, it wasn't commissioned. Yeah, you didn't put it on an album, but you still, by definition, are making profit off other people's work. That is the problem that people had. This also wasn't a micro drama until you made it a drama. Like with this video, you have actively made it a drama. Hey, nobody wants you to. We just want you to not react this way. If you have this stance, you have this stance, you're gonna lose followers. It's simple as that. And people are going to tell you that they don't like that you do this. Well, I also relate to that with what you're saying. Again, there's a difference between that and nobody was trying to change you. Again, you can continue this path, but you're going to lose people and have people say shit about it. You cannot avoid it. Even if there was nothing wrong with what you were doing, you would still get criticism by changing your path and nobody saw this coming. Like there was no avoiding this. You are going to get shit for everything that you do if it's a drastic change from what everyone expects you to do. I, again, was a fan of you and I had no idea you were going this route. Like I thought you were just another artist and I thought your shit was cool. Like, not everybody knows. Not everybody pays attention to everything that you do. And that's one of the problems. You know, if you respected your audience, you shouldn't have been as rude as you were in this whole controversy. Just a thought. That's pretty much it for that video. And it's like, it'd be one thing if this was like all you had to say on all this happening. Like, I have a lot of gripes as this is just a 30-minute video and I've been talking about this for almost 2 hours. Um, but it'd be one thing if this was all that was said and this was all that happened. And it's not. Eh, no, don't you dare play that ad. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. God damn it. Leave me alone. Nobody cares. Well, we're in ad town. Oh, they are a PNG tuber. Okay. So they have a little PNG tuber here. My mistake. Um, they're just playing a game, so I'm probably just gonna have this in the background again. Let me see. Let me see. Because they said something in this video about this. I'm gonna skip a little through here. So they had said like this has changed a couple of times the title of this video, so I'm just skipping around a little bit. This might be nothing. This might have also just been a clickbait thing. I think this was just a clickbait thing. Because I don't see anything in here about what I've seen everyone say was in here. Okay, so there's nothing in here. I remember the title had changed, and there was stuff here. This one has also changed. Um, when all of this is done and you leave me alone about this. There we go. There we go. Hold up, hold up, hold up. So, context to this, because they're turning their comments into characters. So, context, somebody had made a video respectfully and wasn't disagreeing with them wholeheartedly. They weren't. They were being really nice. I've seen the video. I will probably even like play the video in the background for like, you know, context extra if it's really desired, but I'll probably just not do that and I'll just I can summarize it was just not everything they were saying was agreeing with Neko, and I basically have said everything that they had said, and they had some of their own points. I would recommend checking them out, but I also don't remember the artist's name, and they don't even, to my knowledge, have anything for them. Yeah, this video does not have the original person that they're talking about in the description, like the video that they're talking about or anything. Um, um, anyway, because this person didn't agree with them and was very respectful, I'm pretty sure no one's going to guess what their response was, and why I'm doing this stream is because of this response and this stream. Um, if it shows. Oh, no, I have to bring it up. Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. This is not a normal response to getting hate on the internet. I'll make this a little bit bigger so this is all that's seen. Um, this is not at all what was said. I watched the video and in its entirety. At no point did they bring up race. At no point did they say anything about anything like this. It was wholeheartedly just a video about how like you're losing your audience's trust. They don't see you as anything else but like a drama queen now. Because this was such an overdramatic reaction to a comment that was nice. And nobody was being rude. They couldn't even find anyone that was being rude to them. And this is how you respond? This is how you respond to someone being nice to you? Like what did you expect everybody to take it as? It's just purely disrespectful and wild that this is your response to that. But just there we go. The plane? Yes, it is. They're just not speaking. Let me see. Oh, that there's like 5 minutes of silence. I shit you not. So I'm just trying to go through this and find. No, I'm at the 6 minute mark. Silence. Nice. I'll go through this a little bit faster. Actually, let me see something. I'm gonna show this too. Some wild ass shit. There's something in here that I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. Here's what I'm looking for. Oh, is it? No, it's a little bit farther in here. Hold up. There you go. And yet you had nothing against AI in your entire thing. This is why I'm like this. There is no world where you think that's okay. Putting words in somebody's mouth means that like they said something real whack. But putting fucking that they hate black people in their mouth is the worst fucking shit you could possibly do to somebody. And that's what the ever living fuck. The video wasn't even about that. You can even see how far they got into the video here. Like, what makes you think this is okay? Also, her entire chat. A lot of feeling for being neutral. Yeah. I'm leaving the chat over here because this is interesting. Nobody's even like actually mad or insulting her from what I'm seeing. No, no, it isn't. That's not better. You could ruin someone's career like this. No, it isn't. So I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit to their page, and I'm just gonna end that here. Like, what the fuck is all of this even? Where is. And this is the entire page of what they did of everybody who was criticizing them. That's that's it. That's what happened. I I hope they realize what they're doing is just like ruining everything that they have worked for and everything that they're doing. And it's really fucking disappointing to watch this happen in real time because it doesn't make any sense. Like, you have so much of an audience and you are destroying it for what? For for what? I can't even imagine. You ain't getting clout. Ain't nobody like you. Like, you lost a lot of your fans. I'm speaking myself. I was a fan of their work. Like, what are you gaining here? I can't see any kind of gain, any kind of motivation. You're just losing everything here, and it's shameful to watch. Also, that's pretty much all I got. I'm also very tired because it's 4 a.m. I just wanted to fucking yap about this fucking shit because it makes me angry. I am going to quickly find someone to raid, but like also thank you everyone who sat around watching me yap for like I don't know how long. I don't understand, and I wish they were better about this because they could be better about this and they're not, and it's just really really sad to watch. At least in my opinion. I hate trying to raid on fucking They changed all the system on fucking everything, and it's hard to do what I want to do. Can't find the things I want to do for rating. All my commands are moved around. Cool, but where did you move? Ah, here it is. No one online right now, so I have to go find somebody. Boom, 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 boom. Give me a second. I love that nobody's online. I have to actually go hunting. It's not actually all that bad, but like, bear with me for a moment for somebody. That should work. Mhm. Can I hit the button? I I love trying to do this because Twitch completely changed its stuff. I wish they would change their stuff back. Ah, there we go. There we are. Now I can do the things that I want to do. But I hope you guys have a good night. I'm going to probably go to sleep. You